I'd like to bring the Township Committee meeting of the Township of Hamilton to order, Monday, June 17, 2024. Could you please stand with me for the flag salute?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and Star Ledger on January 6, 2024. Mr. Cheek. Here. Mr. Laws. Mr. Patali.
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon.
Here.
Mayor Schenker.
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection, please? Thank you. Additions and deletions of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. We have one addition. It's 7A under business registration for J. MacDog Training, 1975 McCall Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Early public comment on agenda items, including items listed for public hearing.
We have no one signed up, Mayor.
Okay. Discussions. Formal action may be taken. A presentation by GPI, grant award to reconstruct the Trestle Bridge.
Okay.
I believe this gentleman right here is
All
going
right,
to give
thank
that
you, sir.
presentation.
Yes. I'm Dave Kuhn with GPI, so thank you for having us here tonight. So we are presenting on the bikeway, Mays Landing Bikeway, Great Egg Harbor River Crossing. It's a $1.5 million grant received from the New Jersey DOT for under the Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program, and then along with that is a design assistance support that is over and above the grant amount. So the project runs from Taylor Avenue to the east to Central Avenue to the west, about 1,500 feet. A little over a quarter of a mile. And then there's a pedestrian bridge in the middle that's about 170 feet that's proposed. Not exactly in the same place where the trestle is, it's just to the south. Zooming in on that photo, you all have the handouts on the next page. Zoom in on the bridge, see the abandoned trestle at the top, and then under that, you can see the proposed new bridge. It will be a 12-foot wide bridge, and there'll be a 12-foot wide path on either side. There will be street furniture that's not shown here that will be included as part of the design. Next, you'll see there's some for the bridge itself. The section for the bridge is a prefabricated truss bridge is what's currently proposed. And on the top left are a couple of alternatives that are out there for the boardwalk. It could be a timber boardwalk or a concrete boardwalk on either side of the bridge. So along with this project, just wanted to point out there are quite a few agency required approvals or permits required. Not going to run through all those, but those are, it's considered a navigable waterway through part of that. And so there's a number of things we have to get through on the approval side. This is an overview of the project timeline. So right now we are in the first part, contract execution. 4 to 6 months, and then we move to what is called preliminary engineering. We are projecting 15 months for preliminary engineering, and the point of preliminary engineering really is to get the environmental document approval. Since this is a federally funded transportation alternatives grant, we got to go through the NEPA process, National Environmental Policy Act, and we have to have a little public involvement piece involved with during the preliminary engineering phase. Once we get that NEPA document, then we move to final design. We're projecting another 15 months on the schedule for final design, and that's where we finalize the plans, and ensure that we have clearance on all the right-of-way and utilities and all the permits in hand before we can move to construction. So at this point, we are in the contract execution phase, as I said. We are finishing developing the scope and fee proposal for preliminary engineering, and we also do a preliminary estimate for the final design at that time. But the funds will only be authorized for preliminary engineering by New Jersey DOT at the beginning as we start. And then when we get to the end of preliminary engineering, we go for a supplemental authorization for final design. And that is it. Any questions?
I have a question. This is excellent. I really like this, the design, and it's going to make the township look very, very well. I do know we have the 1.5 million construction grant, and Brett, I know that you've done a lot of work to make up the additional monies. I just wanted you to just talk about that, or you can talk about it, Mr. Kuhn, whoever wants to talk about it, that we're going to have to go along with this project to complete it. And I also wanted to know, did the township have any part in this? Is there any monies that we have to contribute?
So right now, GPI is putting the spec together for the bridge design, and it has to get kicked over to DOT, who's going to have to approve whatever the design is. And part of that design is a cost proposal. So right now, we have $1.5 million in grant funding. Dave's firm's going to give the cost proposal to DOT when they're reviewing the specs, and DOT is going to have to approve that cost proposal. And at that time, they're going to have to look at supplemental funding for the project. And make, we've been told that the DOT typically will, if they buy into the project, pay for the, if we get $1.5 million in grant funds and the project comes in at $3 million, DOT has to agree up front that they're okay with that project and the supplemental grant funding award.
Right. So I just wanted to be kind of clear on that, because we knew that there was going to be additional funding needed for it. And I knew that you were working very hard to make sure that we secured that additional $1.5 million. The project is going to cost about $3 million.
We're not sure what the project's going to cost yet. Dave may be able to speak
That's
better
right.
to that.
So, as we get started into the preliminary engineering phase, a big part of that is really scoping this out in detail. And as we get into the permits and mitigation requirements and all the things you have to do, no doubt the construction estimate will more than likely go up. But New Jersey DOT has in the past has been very flexible on that funding. Because once they start in on these projects and fund design, they want to see them through. And they know the towns don't have a lot of capital to work with.
Yeah, so the grant application was to rehabilitate the trestle, and you can see by Dave's presentation that we're actually going to build around the existing pilings of the trestle, probably because of historic, I would assume.
Yeah,
So that's
right.
just another, cost factor that we didn't figure in when we applied for the grant. So that'll be part of the presentation
That's right.
to DOT. So what I'm being told, township's contribution in this is going to be paying for the permitting. All those agencies that we have to get permitting from, that's where our cost is going to come in. And that's
And
not-
if there's any right-of-way to be acquired.
Right-of-way.
So right-of-way and permitting. If there's any property that has to be acquired, I don't know if there's any that has to be acquired at this point.
So we own the Reliance or the Mays Landing Firehouse side of the project, and the county owns the Taylor Avenue side. County gave us a verbal on basically kicking their property into the project if that's something that we need to get this thing built. Our costs won't start coming through until probably sometime next year, the permitting.
Yeah, the initial permitting, I think at this point, I think the permitting is going to be close to, I think, $37,000 or something for permitting. The initial permitting will be for some borings related to the pilings, and that may be next year. And then 2026 will be probably the remainder of the submit for the remainder of the permitting needs.
Okay, that's fine. And we've already budgeted for that.
Yeah, we have money, we had some money set aside in legal for this, for permitting. It doesn't sound like we're going to need it for this year.
Yeah.
So that money would go into surplus, and we would just budget again for 25 and 26. We could
Thank
split
you.
the costs out over the course of the project, depending on how long this takes. We're not sure exactly how long these permits are going to take to acquire. Just based on what we went through with the dam,
Right.
it could take years. Could take a year, could take years. We don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
So the $1.5 million we have, and I know it sounds like a lot of money, is that enough money to cover the engineering and all the laundry list of agencies we got to get through?
So the 1.5 is for construction.
Okay,
So design assistance is separate, so the
Okay.
GPI fee is under the design assistance program. So that is separate and apart from the 1.5.
okay,
Now, as we go through preliminary engineering, as Brett mentioned, we're going to find that the cost estimate will change and likely go up, but DOT's been, pretty solid about funding,
Okay.
cost increases on the construction side.
yeah, just seeing the preliminaries, I can see where the cost has already exceeded the 1.5 with the go-around.
Right.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? Rich?
I'm fine.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in. Sounds
you.
like we're on track, and look forward to hearing an update soon.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so we have a resolution adopting the procedures for the administrative and inspection of the federal aids highway projects, which would be under, 3A1.
So this was required by this is the federal piece that we have to adopt, and this is so we can basically we can accept any federal grant. So this wouldn't just apply to this project, it would apply to any future grants that we would get from the
Okay.
federal government.
Good to have. What's your pleasure, committee?
I'll motion.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Are there any questions or comments? Mr. Attorney, want to do a roll call on this?
Yes.
Rita?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes to accept.
Mr. Batali?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. B, discussion on proposed land clearing ordinance amendments. Mr. Solicitor, could you bring us up to speed on this, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. In front of the committee is revised 3B, which is a draft of the ordinance. This will look familiar to committee because we adopted the tree ordinance back at the end of April that was required by DEP. So about 90% of this has already been adopted by committee and placed in the prior ordinance, but we added with the help of the business administrator as well as Mally Gibbons a portion regarding clear cutting and the issue with clear cutting. So it goes above and beyond the removal and replacement of trees and adopts a clear cutting procedure, a permit, and an additional penalty if clear cutting continues to happen. So there are minor changes that we propose to committee to be able to adopt or introduce it at the next committee meeting.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
No, this is something that I brought up with Brett after that lot was cleared in the industrial park without any permits, and then also a small area was cleared on Bears Head Road behind the bus company. And, you come to find out that there's really, the ordinances that we had really didn't have any teeth. And it kind of seems like some other entities aren't very swift in trying to make things right. So it's frustrating when people come in and they clear a whole lot without getting any of the work done that they were supposed to get done, and now we're stuck with empty lots with no trees on them. And don't get me wrong, I'm the kind of person that says you should be able to do what you want to do with your property, but you also have to go through the process and take care of business before you do that. And I think this is something that's really important to hopefully curb these people from doing what they're doing and make them see that they're going to be paying a penalty from us, along with whatever other entities there are.
Can the fines be higher than this?
Well, you'll see there's two separate fines. The first fine that we added in Section 6, the first one is the clear cutting fine, but we're putting it in addition to subsection B, which is the current fine for the removal of each tree and the replacement policies. So the first fine is, I believe, is at the maximum, but I can see if we could lift it higher, but it is much higher than the tree removal penalty.
Okay.
And they are in addition, so it's not one or the other, it's structured for it to be both.
Okay. I just feel like this is a new thing that developers are doing, rather to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. And there is, we are in Pineland, so there is a lot of things that we must, or a developer must do prior to clearing land. And this is a way of them getting around it, so to speak. So anything we can do to make it a little more painful, I'm all for it. Listen, I'm not against people building businesses and clearing lots and all that stuff, but, anybody that wants to see what happened, go through the industrial park. It happened in a day. How many acres was that, Brett? 5?
I think 5.
6?
5.
Yeah, that was amazing. They went
And I
through
got-
with a bunch of machines before we even knew what was happening, by lunchtime.
Yeah, I got 2 phone calls, and I was busy at work, so I didn't call Brett right away, and I kind of kicked myself in the butt for that. But,
Slacker.
yeah, I know. But then when I said something to Brett said somebody out there, and it's like, there's,
Yeah, they're done.
We caught him red-handed
yeah, we caught him
Yeah, there's a couple twigs sticking up.
in a pile of trees.
in a pile
Okay.
of trees. And yeah, and it's all still just sitting there, so here we are. That's what we're trying to stop from happening. So when you see something, say something, please, because sometimes we don't know.
So will this be on the agenda next month, or next meeting, excuse me?
Yes.
So we don't need to move it forward, we're just gonna,
No, if committee wants to take a look over the draft, there's any suggestions, any proposed adjustments, let me know, and then we can introduce it at the
Okay,
next
very
committee
good.
meeting.
Great. Thank you for getting us to this point. Appreciate it.
all right, very good. C, discussion, reestablishment of the Lenape Dam Subcommittee. Brett, you wanna,
So South State actually started mobilizing out on the spillway today. Given the complexity of the project and the length of the project, I think it makes sense to reestablish the subcommittee so we can be more involved with the decision-making up there. When things happen, when there's a change, we need more say in what happens before the change actually happens. So it's a good idea to reestablish this subcommittee, even if it's just for the duration of the project. We can revisit it after the project's over. But and I can look into the complexities of doing that, and I guess he can speak to that.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to speak to county council at the end of last week and again this morning regarding putting the addendum in place, not changing last interagency that was agreement that was put through a year or two back, but just adding the addendum to reestablish that dam committee. Speaking with them today, I don't believe there's going to be any issues, so we're going to start drafting that if that's what committee would like us to do.
okay. So, just so everybody understands, a couple years ago, we had a problem, and they dissolved the committee for one reason or another. We're in a situation now where the dam is moving forward, and we are on the hook for half of whatever the expenses could be, upwards of $10 million. I reached out to County Executive Dennis Levinson. He was gracious enough to sit down and have a conversation. And after that conversation, we kind of saw eye to eye. I thought, and I explained to him that it's important for our town to have input on this. There's been a couple decisions made that affect us financially, so I think that, it would be in our best interest to sit down back at the table and make sure that we are represented in a proper manner, which is conducive to both the county and the township. So he agreed, and this is where we are now. I think, as our solicitor just said, we're just really working on final language, and we should have this back together within, I would say, a month at the most.
Yeah, that should be sufficient.
Okay.
Correct.
Very good. So we just need a go-ahead with this, or it's already in process?
We don't, yes, just the go-ahead. If it's the committee's pleasure, then I can start discussing that with county council to be able to draft that.
Okay.
Put it before you to get approved.
All right. Is everybody on board with this?
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Rich?
Yep.
Okay, very good. We'll move forward then.
Thank you.
No public hearings, no introductions of ordinances. Brett, another fantastic agenda. Awards, businesses, contract, and change orders. A resolution awarding a supplemental number 2 bid 2024-04 to All Final Fencing in Hamilton, New Jersey. The amount of $19,725 for Underhill Park improvements. So I guess my first question, Bob, is this was not included in the other Underhill improvements?
It was bid already. It
This
just
is what
wasn't.
we separated?
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
separated. That's all. it
Okay,
was.
got you. So we separated some of it, just so everybody knows, because of the situation with the football fields, whether the football field's going to remain there or not remain there. So this is like an alternate sort of?
Yeah, this is for fencing on fields B and C.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So it's not the whole package, it's part of the,
Correct. It's just for
Supplemental.
B and C.
right,
Yep.
okay, very good.
Bob, this is the same company that has the
Yes.
bulk of the
absolutely.
work? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
And they are going to be on site tomorrow. That's my engineer's report too.
Very good. Excellent progress. So I'll need a motion
So
to move
moved.
forward.
So
Thank
moved.
you.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions, concerns? Rita, could we do a roll call vote on this, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes,
All yes and carried.
excellent. Consent agenda. We have A through I. Does anyone have anything they want to pull out?
No, but there was a revision that was on our desk for 7,
Yes.
E.
7E, yes.
I just wanted to make sure that that was.
Yeah, it's a
everyone-
resolution of all the liquor licenses that have to be renewed right now, Rita?
Yeah,
They all get renewed
the
at the same
change
time?
was a few people were able to proceed. They got things straightened out
Okay.
with the state. So that's why your draft had some crossouts that we were able to resolve. We're down to just 2 now.
Okay, very good. We'll do those at a later time, or they?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, very good.
I'll move A through I.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second, I just
Okay, any questions, comments?
on I,
Go ahead.
this is a cooperative bid and award where we're going for the electricity. And I saw that, has the bid been accepted or we're going out for a bid? Because it looked like we were with Camden, but I wasn't sure.
Camden put this out to bid. We opted in.
We opted in with Camden.
Yes, we provided all of our addresses and meter locations. They included that in the bid package when they put it out. This is just opting into the program and the pricing that was bid for the program. We don't save a ton of money with it, but we do save. It's not a lot, but we do save money.
Is that the purpose of us going in with the bid,
Basically, we just enjoy bulk pricing.
bulk pricing?
Yeah.
All right. That's
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Are there, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Personnel, A, resolution appointing Nicholas Amato, Chief Financial Officer, to fill the unexpired term of Cynthia Lindsay, effective 6/17 through 12/31/24, at a $115,000 annual, with a $5,000 increase added upon receipt of qualified purchasing agent certification, contingent upon successful completion of a background check and employment physical drug screening.
So moved.
Motion, second?
Second.
All those, we'll do a roll call? Anybody have any questions? By the way, that's Nicholas over there. Guy that kind of looks like Aquaman, but we're not allowed to talk about that. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All kidding aside, we're very excited to have Nick here. Interviewed very well. We're very impressed. He's been doing this for quite some time, and we look forward to working with you, and good luck. Anything we can do to help you, let us know. Resolution appointing Christina Lazitsky as Deputy Chief Financial Officer at $80,000 annually with an additional $5,000 annually maintaining the redeveloper escrow accounts. And $10,000 added to annual base salary upon the receipt of CMFO certification within 2 years effective June 17, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Rita, can we do a roll call vote?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Congratulate Christina, well-deserved. She's a very hard worker, and it's come in due time. Resolution appointing William Johnson as Municipal Housing Liaison effective 2017-2024 at $12,000 annually, funded by the Housing Trust.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yep.
All yes and carried.
Okay, D, resolution to hire Rodney Brooks, a regular full-time truck driver laborer, the base salary of $41,600, plus annual compensation of $2,000 for possessing and maintaining a Class A CDL, $500 tanker endorsement per the Teamsters Local 331 agreement, effective 6/19/24, contingent upon completion of a background check and employment physical drug screening.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Rita, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
E, resolution appointing Bonnie Cherry on an as-needed hourly basis to assist financial department with payroll at $75 per hour, not to exceed 8 hours every 2 weeks, not to exceed 60 days, sorry. We have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there questions or comments? Rita?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Bonnie Sherry, if you don't know, has been helping us through the transition with our CFO and other things, and she's going to hang around for a little bit longer until Nick gets up to speed. Any assistance he needs in the future is going to be, she's going to be available for that. F, motion accepting resignation of Terry Elliott from the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee effective 6/17/24.
Motion.
Second.
We have motion second. Are there any questions? Hearing none. I don't think I need a roll call for this, do I? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. I'd like to thank Terry for her service to the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. It's a very good committee that does a lot of good things, and it's very hard to keep those slots full. So anybody interested, let us know. Approvals, regular minute meetings, June 3rd, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, minutes, special executive session, meeting minutes, June 3rd, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions or concerns? Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
C, bills, bill list total $868,680.02.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Number 10, reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to congratulate everyone that was hired tonight, and It's been challenging filling some of these positions, and I just wanted to wish our outgoing deputy CFO the best of luck. And that's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Solicitor,
Nothing to report, thank you, Mayor.
another excellent report. Mr. Administrator, or Mr. Engineer,
Just quick for LEPI, final inspections will be 6/28 next Friday.
wow,
So it's wrapping up. and,
Excellent.
We hope to have it close to budget, I believe it will be.
okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Yep.
Township Committee members, Dr. Witherspoon.
Yes, I would like to report on Wednesday, we will be having, well, not we, there will be a Juneteenth celebration, AWISH third annual Juneteenth Freedom Celebration, and it's going to be from 3 to 8. The program will begin at 5 p.m. It's going to be held at the Gaskill Park, 40 Farragut Avenue in Mays Landing, right next to the library. They're going to have food, games, gift baskets, music, and dancers. Some of the vendors and special appearances will be the FBI, Four Seasons, Sweet and Yummy, Jam Has It, Aqua Mars Boutique, Not Your Average Vendor, AT&T, Atlantic Hair, Sassy C, Miracles Miraculous Iced Tea, What's Good with Isaiah Showell of Follow, South Jersey, HYAA, Hanema Care, League of American Bicyclists, the Buffalo Soldiers, the Sword Church, We Do It All, Nadar Slayer, Hairdresser, Platter King, the New Jersey State Troopers, the Prosecutor's Office, and the Coalition of Safe Communities. It's going to, again, the program will begin at 5 o'clock p.m. They're starting at 3, but the actual ceremony will be at 5 o'clock. Also, and they're doing a great job. This is going to be a wonderful program, and I'm excited for them to have this on Wednesday. Also, on June the 26th, from 9:30 to 12:30 p.m., the elections officials meeting regional conference will be at the Mays Landing Library, 40 Farragut Avenue in Mays Landing, New Jersey, and I have been asked to be one of the speakers on that date. So I just wanted to report to the committee that I would be going there on that day. That is my report.
Thank you. Former Mayor Carl Patali.
We just want to say thank to Mr. Kuhn, he left. Happy to see things moving forward with the trestle. It really went through some tough times, and Brett did a lot of work to get that thing moving. But we're getting closer. It's going to take time, but we're on the right track. So really happy to see that. Congratulations to our new CFO. Good to have you on board. Rob, good luck. Hope everything goes well with you, and thank you for everything you've done for us. And congratulations to everybody else, especially Christine Lazitsky. She really is a hard worker, and I'm glad to see us moving somebody up from within and seeing them get promoted and move up. It's nice to see. Really, that's all I have. Hope everybody had a nice Father's Day. I know I did, with the exception of going all the way down to Baltimore to watch the Phillies lose on Saturday. But last year I went all the way to Cleveland to watch the Phillies lose, so maybe I should stop going. So we'll see what happens. But had a really good time. It was really great being over there in Baltimore and seeing Camden Yards. So that's really. What's that?
Celebration in the park on the 2019 when we announced that.
Oh, yeah. Hometown celebration, 29th, right? 29th? Chief, how come it doesn't say on the chief that he's given a report? I thought we were going to do that. Oh, he should do that.
I told you right after I say adjourned. He can say whatever he wants. I thought we were clear on this last meeting, no?
Hometown celebrations on the 29th from 10 till 4, I believe it is. War Memorial Park. And,
The chief will be there.
yeah, the chief will be there. I'll be there. I don't know who else will be there.
be there.
But come on down. And I tried to bail out earlier, but you sucked me in for some more. But Reagan, I'll talk to you later. And Maddie, I miss you. I love you, and I hope to see you soon.
Very good. Committeeman Cheek.
A week or so ago, I had the privilege to go see one of our local residents, Gwen Gatto, receive her Eagle badge. It's the first time I ever been to something like that, and it was really quite an accomplishment.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And this is Troop 452, Boy Scout Troop 452 out of Mays Landing. They started their troop in 2019. In less than 5 years, through COVID, they have had 4 girls become Eagle Scouts. And from what I understand, that's unbelievable for any troop to get 4 Eagle Scouts, especially in less than 5 years. And it was just a great accomplishment, and to see those young women, it's an all-woman troop, and the way they acted and how they carried themselves, that's our future. And when we can see our young people, our future looking so good and promising, it's very enjoyable. And then also with the hometown celebration, but Carl already touched on it, and welcome to our new CFO. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. And that's all I have.
Thank you. All I have is I'll be joining Dr. Witherspoon at the election officials conference. They asked me to speak. I don't know why, but they did. So we'll be doing that on the 26th. I also want to say thank you to our deputy CFO. You've done a great job for us, Bob, and appreciate everything, and I wish you good luck in your new venture. And once again, welcome to our new CFO. We're very lucky that we were able to fill those shoes as quickly as we did. And also June 19th, like Dr. Witherspoon said, Gaskell Park, June 19th for the celebration out there. I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, that's really all I have. I will piggyback a little bit. I get the honor of going to some of these Eagle Scout presentations, and they take you back a little bit because you don't really know what to expect. And these young men and women who get to that level are really something else. They're really, really stellar young people who kind of know where their future's going at such a young age, and it's impressive. So I have nothing else. I will open it up to public comment. Anybody in the public like to speak?
Just real quick, I want to tell you guys we graduated our students last week on Wednesday. If you missed it, the excitement can be found on the Dragon Network, which you can find on YouTube, along with all their other broadcasts they do. And one thing that we did receive an award on was from ESPN on the Dragon Network's ability to report on sports. So they were recognized by ESPN on one of the reports they did. I apologize, I don't know which one it was, but we did receive an award from ESPN, which I thought was quite interesting. And it's our first year with the Dragon Network. The program is held up by a new teacher. His name is Kowalski, and he's doing an awesome job. So if you ever get a chance to take a look at it, it actually is quite impressive, the graphics and everything that goes on there. The other thing is I want to say thank you to Mr. Cheek and Mr. Laws. They both were able to help us with getting endorsement from Senator Paul Sino's office on our expansion. So we're working to expand the Shaner High School to add additional 6 classrooms, which will help us with our universal number we keep striving towards increasing, and get it to the point where we don't have a lottery system to get into our school district. So that'll help us quite a bit, and I think that's it. So thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Motion to close.
We have a motion to close. We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion for adjournment is in order.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Good night, everyone.